YouTube's got an AI problem. The problem? There's too much AI on YouTube. The solution? In July's policy update to the Creator Insider YouTube channel, YouTube breaks down in a number of different ways the fact that they will start to crack down on this inauthentic content, large of which is primarily consistent of AI slop in one way or another. They are cracking down, according to them, on three specific buckets, one being generic, repetitive, and template-based content, that is the slop in AI slop, off-putting, disinteresting, and emotionally manipulative uploads. This is the Elsa-gate, Pizzagate, Spider-Man cartoon character-esque, Love Island fruit sort of situations. And then bucket three, all personas discussing sensitive topics like health and finance. This is basically situations where people that are talking about important facets of the internet, your life, finances, stocks, and what have you, being AI produced in an effort to try to hide behind the credentials of the creator by instead having some sort of talking cat tell you whether or not a reverse mortgage is a good idea. Cracking down on this AI that is infiltrating YouTube? Excellent idea. How are they doing it? By using AI. Can you see what the issue is? I want to preface this by saying that YouTube has always had an issue when it comes to automating the censorship, the overview, the enforcement of their policies on YouTube, even before AI was as rampant of an issue and has infiltrated into so many facets of YouTube's moderation systems as it is currently. You guys have heard for years at this point, YouTubers complain about the fact that YouTube videos will get falsely demonetized or copyright struck, or will have music claimed that is their own music, or whatever the situation may be, falsely by YouTube's AI moderation systems. And this would typically be referred to as the copyright bots, the moderation bots. We use the term robot because no human on the moderation team, God forbid, would be stupid enough to think that me singing a Dua Lipa song would actually be a rendition of the song that needs to be claimed by Sony Music Entertainment, and yet it happens all the time. Often enough, people will have their videos completely demonetized in one way or another. People will spend months and months working on videos, not me, that. But some people will spend enough time putting enough time and effort into their videos that it becomes a real problem when these things get demonetized by YouTube's automated systems. If YouTube decides that a music or a word is a swear or a copyright claim when it isn't entirely, you can lose out on months of money for work that you put into something that's supposed to be your job simply because the company says so. And not only that, if you try to appeal such an issue, you will typically be met with an automated response by these same bots within minutes, clearly proving that not only is nobody taking a second glance to figure out if they made a mistake, but they have already put into play a system that's just going to wave you off of any mistakes that you think they might have made, because God knows robots have never done anything wrong. But Sumito, I hear you ask in a thick Chinese accent for some reason, ni hao ma, isn't a step in the right direction better than no step whatsoever? If YouTube is coming out with official channels stating that they are going to take official steps into making sure that they limit and crutch the amount of AI slop that infiltrates into the YouTube algorithm, isn't that going to be a net positive for everybody? Even if it isn't perfectly implemented, even if they don't catch every single person churning out AI slop day in and day out, surely the fact that they're making an announcement stating that they're going to take steps against this sort of thing should discourage people from making it in the future and in some way curb a little bit of the AI slop that's infiltrating YouTube in one way or another. And I have a few points to that. First of all, sure, yeah, in a perfect world, I guess that would be a good thing. But at the end of the day, this should have been something that was nipped in the bud years and years ago when this already started to become the #1 result for anything that you searched on YouTube. Think of your favorite Vine, your favorite meme, your favorite YouTube poop right now, and go search it in the search bar. Is the first result what you searched for, like it had been for a decade? Or is it a random assortment of AI YouTube shorts? Secondly, I don't have a whole lot of faith that YouTube is doing this out of the goodness of their own heart, or even with the fortitude, the foresight to be able to see the detriment that this level of low effort content is making on the platform and on their bottom dollar at the end of the day. I think they're only doing it because it's relatively good PR to look like they're at the forefront of cutting down on the AI slop that is starting to infiltrate TikTok, Instagram stories, news headlines. I don't even want to know what Facebook looks like at this point, but you get my point. Meanwhile, while simultaneously they are incorporating more AI tools and more AI systems, and even encouraging creators like myself to use AI more often than not. You guys want to see a very hilarious and totally useful tool that has been integrated into my YouTube dashboard for the better part of the last year now? It is this inspiration tab. Right next to my videos, right next to my playlist, there is an entire dedicated tab by YouTube that is supposed to be a tool that is going to help creators come up with new ideas for videos. And take a look at how beautifully it AI generates a bunch of soulless slop that I would never fucking make in my entire life. Why we are losing the digital war for personal video game ownership. Oh yeah, this is just like that video I made talking about how physical media is disappearing, except it sucks and makes me want to jump off my roof. Let's try insightful commentary about memes and internet culture. Let's try the thing that I've been doing for 8 years. What will you generate, YouTube? Dead internet theory is real, and most of it is boring. Why 2026 gaming aesthetics are obsessed with early 2000s boredom. How micro-influencer meltdowns became our new favorite form of entertainment. These aren't real video topic ideas. They are just the most popular keywords and hashtags mushed together into a vaguely YouTube title sounding thing. Look at these recommended tags to add to my search query: synthetic nostalgia, digital totems, plastic humor. These aren't even real words. This is what YouTube seems to think making videos on YouTube is in the modern era. This AI generated idea machine is so important that they built it right into your YouTube studio. This is next to the button to create a playlist, talk to your community, interact with your comments, leave insightful hearts, likes, and responses to the people who have been watching you for decades. Right next to all of that, there is the idea button that puts together a ton of hashtags and titles to give you something that is clickable. At least that's what robots think would be clickable. Does this machine seem to have any sort of insight into these topics? Does this machine have any level of expertise? Does it take into consideration who I am, my knowledge and experiences, whether or not anybody would even listen to me talk about how micro-influencer meltdowns became our new favorite form of entertainment? Am I an expert on that? No, because that's not what content creation is. Content creation is not about having insight into some aspect of online society and then sharing that with a community of people. It's just using the right keywords. If you use enough of these fancy keywords, people will click and you'll make the money to make more videos to feed more AI. That's YouTube. So YouTube makes an announcement in the July policy update, and they state they're going to start incorporating tools in an effort to try to cut down on AI slop. Seems as though YouTube has finally recognized that flooding your entire feed with low-effort content makes it a little bit more difficult to find high-effort content, and in a way makes it difficult to even be able to tell apart low and high-effort content. Most exemplified by what happens next in the story, which is Kurzgesagt, this channel, Kurzgesagt, which has been making educational videos to 25 million subscribers over the course of the last several years. You guys probably remember when I made a video talking about, what was it, cocaine, meth, amphetamines, one of the funny little drug videos that they made. They recently made a post on their community channel. YouTube's AI detection kicked us in the face, uploaded 4 days ago. And evidently their latest video about super predators did extremely badly. It was their worst upload since 2013. It did badly in a very weird way. Almost every single metric was well above average. People clicked the video more often and watched it for longer, and the people who watched it on average loved it. So it should have at the very least been an average upload, but instead it was the worst video they had uploaded in terms of viewership in over 10 years. So they got in touch with YouTube, which is a thing that you can do as a giant channel and not something you can do as anybody else who gets screwed over by this system, which I imagine is probably a lot of people that don't have a community post that ends up on the front page of Reddit and instead just need to quietly die as YouTube kills their channel with nobody reading about their qualms and issues with it because they weren't big enough to be heard in the first place. YouTube confirmed pretty quickly that something was going on. It turns out that YouTube's automated AI detection tools wrongly think that our very much human-made videos are AI slop, and as a result started to to choke our channel. Our contacts at YouTube were amazingly helpful and transparent with us, and hopefully the bug is fixed now. 25 million subscribers on a channel that has been uploading videos for longer than AI has been a thing, and somehow your detection tools thought that it was using AI and was low quality AI slop. YouTube just demonetized my channel 6 months ago. YouTube completely demonetized my channel 1 month ago. My channel was wrongfully demonetized 1 month ago. YouTube should ban more channels inauthentic. This is a conversation about the thing. YouTube demonetized my channel. This is in quotes. This is also a conversation about the thing. YouTube is shutting down my channel. Uploaded 1 month ago. YouTube channel did the inauthentic content trap. This is supposed to be catching AI slop. And yet, it seems as though a lot of human creators who don't even look like AI slop, these are people on webcams, are getting demonetized under this new policy of repetitive, inauthentic, low-effort, AI mass-produced content. Are you telling me that YouTube, even you, are having a hard time telling apart the AI slop from real content? How in the fuck did you expect your viewers being served these side by side on their algorithm to be able to tell them apart? To be able to tell you which one was low effort? They can't even thumbs down the AI slop anymore, so you got rid of that metric too. In case you don't understand, because I personally feel that a lot of you are very, very stupid based on the comments that I get under even the slightly nuanced conversations we have here on this channel. This is a very big deal. The best videos that you watch on this platform, on YouTube, exist because the people who make those videos are rewarded for their effort. Nobody would be taking the time to make these video essays, to make these video game speed runs, these movie reviews, these high quality animations, or whatever it is that you enjoy watching on YouTube, if they were basically guaranteed to get no views. Nobody's gonna spend hundreds of hours on this. We all love to say that this is a hobby and we're just so happy that it ended up making money down the road. But it's only going to be so long of it being a frustrating experience before you stop doing the thing. You can't just keep pulling the lever that shocks you before you start to learn not to pull the lever anymore, right? And so when AI slop started to become more mainstream, when vertical scrolling content, lower effort content started to become the thing that had priority on people's watch pages, and the amount of time, the limited amount of time that people had to watch YouTube started to shift from high quality, high effort, longer polished, long form content into more disposable, fast food, vertical scrolling, AI overview bullshit, it started to become less lucrative to make these high quality content. And now the people that you enjoyed watching, even though they have never succumbed to making lower quality, cheaper, vertical scrolling shorts or AI or anything, are just inherently being rewarded less. Less viewership, less discovery, less people clicking on watching their videos that were already high quality and never deviated from that, are now being punished because of a completely extraterrestrial, outside of their ball game situation that shouldn't affect the high quality content that this website was built on, but now is. Your favorite YouTuber making videos about video games and what have you that you like watching is now getting half as many views as they did 5 years ago, simply because a huge number of their people aren't even seeing their videos to click on because their entire homepage is covered with a bunch of other reactionary AI-filled shorts, slop, and whatever else. If your videos don't get as many views, you tend to stop putting as much effort into those videos. Either they get uploaded less, or they have to fire an editor, or they take longer in between uploads, and now there is less good content on your feed simply because there is so much more bad content on your feed. And even if you aren't watching the bad content that's on your feed, it is affecting the good content that you want on your feed, so you should care about this a little bit. Then you factor in the fact that YouTube now has to start implementing all of these new AI tools to combat all of the new AI videos that they encourage people to make. And now content creators that were never fucking with AI to begin with are now having their channels, their videos, their hashtags, their thumbnails screwed over with because of an overcorrection that YouTube is making to a policy and an entire genre of videos that these creators never even partook in to begin with. Why does Mr. Beast never get fucked over by these changes, huh? Demonetize one of his videos. I bet you would get changes to the shit real fucking fast. Here's a video that was uploaded 2 months ago that was linked to me by one of my moderators, Nikolai. and it is a tactical YouTube channel. They cover guns and things around guns and what have you. And they uploaded this video 2 months ago titled "The Real Reason Tactical YouTube is Dying." And in this video, this YouTuber breaks down the idea that what YouTube has done is they have started introducing an AI bot that scrubs through the script of YouTube videos. Basically, they use their AI tools to take a look at a video that you have uploaded. They transcribe everything that is said in that video, and it pulls up a script, and then they run that entire script through AI, and they basically give you a score that determines how much they feel like your video adhered to their policies and ethical guidelines around whatever. Sometimes it's about family friendliness, sometimes it's swearing, sometimes it's sensitive topics, ethics, that sort of thing. It runs your entire script through this thing and then gives it some sort of score that basically determines whether or not they feel like your video is safe or advertiser friendly enough or copyright free enough, whatever it is that they're measuring, before this AI decides whether or not this video gets pushed out to people. This YouTuber even went as far as to interrogate Google's Gemini AI into spitting out what it looks for specifically when it is trying to adhere to these guidelines set by YouTube. Primarily trying to get it to specifically tell him, what words are you saying are big derogatory marks against my videos? What words can I use that will be in supplement of that? And what he said is that he went back to a couple of videos that were uploaded years ago and edited out or substituted a number of words in the video using YouTube's built-in editing tool, and overnight, these videos that were completely suppressed by the algorithm, weren't being pushed out to people, completely skyrocketed in search, completely skyrocketed in browse features. These got pushed out to people who already would have clicked and watched this thing on upload, but straight up did not see the video because the AI scrubbing through the script determined that it wasn't safe enough, wasn't whatever enough to abide by YouTube's rules for you to even see the video from this creator. Do you understand how ass backwards that is? On two fronts. One, you watching this video right now. Did you choose to click this video? Think about it. Did you choose to click this video? Would you have shown up here and listened to me talk about this if this video wasn't on your homepage? Convenient enough for you to scroll your mouse over and then decide, yeah, maybe I'll give this a shot. Did you make that decision? Or did YouTube's AI determine that the words that I spoke in the first 30 seconds of this script seem to be high quality enough that they feel like there will be enough audience retention in order to get you to watch through enough ads that this is worth serving to you, the consumer? Did you make any decision? Did you do anything? On the flip side, did I make this video for you? Did I make this video to have an interesting conversation about the facets of YouTube's AI moderation tools for you to watch and be educated on the matter? Or did I write this entire script just to be as loved by the YouTube script reading robots as possible to even have a shot for this video to get any views to begin with in the first place? Is this dead internet theory? Is this what dead internet theory is? This feels like dead internet theory. I don't have that big of an issue with AI slop on the whole, because I truly believe, much along the lines of podcasts or like OnlyFans girls doing interviews with their tits out, or monotonous Coco Melon nursery rhymes, any of this stuff. I don't believe that the sorts of people that are watching those videos, even if they do get millions and millions of views, if you deleted those from YouTube's algorithm, that those millions of views would suddenly show up on my channel. I don't think it works that way. I don't think if you're the type of person to spend 100 hours watching AI slop, watching Fruit Love Island, watching video recaps get explained to you by an AI voice, I don't think if that stuff was suddenly banned off of YouTube, all of those views would suddenly fall into my pockets. I've been doing this long enough to know that the internet doesn't work that way. What I do have an issue with is this inauthentic artificial prioritization of AI slop in the algorithm that makes it so that these things do start to soak up some of the search results, some of the homepage atmosphere, some of the homepage real estate, showing up in situations where it should be an authentic human creator's video. That should be the top result, the first homepage, the first search result, the first related video. All of these things should be where the authentic videos that YouTube was built on should be showing up. Keep in mind, AI content is not a long-term play. YouTube very well knows, I hope, that at the end of the day, you cannot end up in a situation where 100% of the videos that are uploaded to YouTube are artificially generated, where there are no content creators, no personalities, no communities being driven. It's just the lowest amount of money needed to be spent on generating the maximum amount of viewership. That number is never going to become 0 and 100 billion. It just isn't. YouTube would cease to be any aspect of what created it or what grew it to begin with. This is entirely a short-term play. YouTube is just investing heavily in using AI tools into its thing because it's so heavily invested in AI. The more artificial viewerships that they get on AI-generated content, the more artificial numbers they can say, look, 100 million creators are using AI in their workflow. I'm not. The fact that it's built into my dashboard wasn't my decision. It's not a tool that I have genuinely used in the creation of any of my videos, and yet I get added to that statistic, bumping up the numbers and the stock prices of NVIDIA, OpenAI, Gemini, and whatever else, because that's what makes the money right now. And I'm getting sick of companies making decisions that result in everything ending up worse for the people that are actually using them just to put a few more dollars in stock investors. Stop fucking up my websites. This entire website is AI generated. I'm AI generated. I am just a facet of some computer's mind. You're AI generated. None of the comments are real. You're all bots. Hit the AI generated subscribe button if you want more of me. I gotta go pick up my AI generated dad from work, and I'll catch you on the next AI generated video that I upload tomorrow. AI generated Shpisu.